Hello there guys, it's me Unstable Voltage. Welcome back to a new series of Sid Meier's Civilization 6. I've already got a couple of games on the go. My first original game as the German Empire, which was very much a scientific victory focused game. Then I have my game as Rome, which is very much a militaristic domination focused game. So I thought I would try and go for one of the other victory types. We don't count the score time attack thing, so that basically leaves us with religious and with culture. And even though the religious victory is the newer type, I've still not quite got to grips with the theological combat yet. So I'm going to be going for a culture victory in this playthrough. I have already started trying to work towards culture victory on one of my stream games, but this is going to be the sort of the proper Let's Play. So we are going to go in and create a new game. As always, we are locked to certain settings that we can't really change. So we're still locked on print, standard game speed. We are going to go once again for a standard map size. Not too sure what I want to go for. Do I want to go for... I think we'll go for continents. I like continents. They tend to be the more interesting maps. If I actually had access to all the maps, I'd probably go for fractal or shuffle or something like that, but that will do. So I've decided that for this playthrough, I'm actually going to play through as Victoria for a couple of different reasons. First of all, playing English rulers and English nations in strategy games on this channel is a little bit of a thing that I do tend to do. And England is suited towards actually being able to get a cultural victory. Their biggest bonus to culture actually comes in the late game, but basically what we have is the British Museum. So each archaeological museum holds 6 artifacts instead of 3 and can support 2 archaeologists at once. Archaeological museums are automatically themed when they have 6 artifacts. So not only can we put double the amount of artifacts in a museum, we don't have to mess around trying to get all ones that match so that we can get the theming bonus. All we have to do is fill them up. All found or conquered cities on a continent other than your own receive a free melee unit. And we also gain the Red Coat unit when the military science technology is researched, which is basically a unit that has more combat strength when fighting in another continent. But again, that's not something we'll probably make that much use of. We do have the Sea Dog, which is a Renaissance era naval unit, replaces the Privateer, and it can actually capture enemy ships. But it can't be seen unless something is adjacent to it. And then finally we have the Royal Navy Dockyard, which is our unique district, and basically replaces the harbour, removes the movement penalty from embarking and disembarking, but only from that tile. So not particularly great, but that's what we're going to go for anyway, because I think that it's actually Congo that I am playing as on the stream, and they do have some nice stuff towards culture. So does Greece, to be honest. They get quite a bit of culture, but the extra culture isn't extra tourism. So we're going to go ahead and play as Victoria. Let's go and jump in.
From the first stirrings of life beneath water, to the great beasts of the Stone Age, to man taking his first upright steps, you have come far. Now begins your greatest quest. From this early cradle of civilization on towards the stars. Your Majesty the Queen Victoria of England, extend your reach beyond your borders and across the face of the globe. Worry not over the possibility of defeat, for your loyal redcoats and overwhelming navy will surely carry the day. With your calm and steady touch, you can bring all lands under England's sway, establishing a true Pax Britannica.
Okay, so in we go. So we start on a river. I mean, we can get a harbour here. The question is, what do we want to do? Do we want to actually move one tile over and be able to build a... and not have to build a harbour? I don't think we're really going to need the ships all that early. Of course, we will be removing a rainforest tile if we settle here. Let's just have a quick look around with our warrior and see if we can find anything useful. I think I am going to settle in place because I do want to just get the city started as quickly as possible. And 1, 2, 3, we will reach those pearls. So as usual, we're going to follow a fairly standard build order. We want to get a scout out pretty much straight away. We'll also want to get the slinger out nice and early on, because barbarians are definitely a big risk, and they can take cities. We have now discovered that. We do want to have a quick look and see what tiles we are working. We're working 3 food, which is nice, but we get no production there. So we could slow down the 10 turns, 8 turns. We'll slow down our growth by 2 turns, but we will actually be able to get the scout out a little bit quicker, which I think is important. I think we want to start with, well, we could go animal husbandry or mining, because we do have the ability to get the cattle. We're probably just going to go straight up for pottery, though, because getting that granary early on is quite a nice thing. It's going to be a little while before we actually get a builder anyway, so I'm not too worried about that. So let's get on to the next turn. And we'll use our warrior to do as much scouting as possible. Progress towards foreign trade has advanced considerably. Oh, we've discovered another continent already. That's actually quite useful for us. That means we can settle a city on a second continent almost straight away. Where is our continent? Yeah, so we've already found another continent. Fantastic. So if we settle down here somewhere, get a free unit, that'll be quite nice. So that's good to know. Not an awful lot else we can do there, though, so on to the next turn. Hopefully we'll find some goody huts nice and early. Although it looks like all we're going to get here is a lot of rainforest. It's really going to slow our movement down. Got some silk down here as well. So I don't want to get these guys too stuck in the rainforest. They may have to come back and try and defend our borders at some point. We've also got mercury down here, so this might be a good spot to settle right here. Let me just go and add a pin there. So this is a possible city. Do like it that we can place these pins on the map. They're actually quite useful. Let's go on to the next turn. Would be nice to get at least 1 or 2 goody huts.
Civic is a 250 square mile tiger trap made up on massive obelisks, riddled with jagged spears. And yes, they will cut your pretty face.
So that gives us +1 culture and +1 science to adjacent tiles. We definitely beyond a doubt have to settle on that tile now, because that is just too good. We've got some spearmen over here. We would like to go and get them wiped out. So yeah, I've definitely found the spot for our next city. So we are going to sort of move around behind these guys. We've got some dies over here as well. We can't get across the river on this turn, so we'll just fortify up. Disappointed that we haven't actually got a goody hut yet, but we will have our scout very soon. We've also now managed to grow in size, so we should be working one of the food tiles, and indeed we are. So let's go on to the next turn. And we have now got barbarians nearby, which is a little bit worrying. We're going to move over the river with you, so you can attack on the next turn. And scouts generally tend to leave you alone. Sometimes they can attack, but not always. I mean, we can go and attack here, but I think we'll just fortify in case he attacks into us. Now the scout is done. We definitely want the monument, but I think we're just going to get that slinger out nice and early, because we've already got a couple of scouts, which means there's probably a couple of barbarian camps up to the north.
I thought clay must feel happy in the good potter's hand.
So now we've got pottery, we need to choose a new tech. We probably will go for animal husbandry and mining. They are both worth having. Let's go and try and clear this camp out while we are down here. And we will take a bit of a defeat, but we can just sort of hunker down and they'll take some more damage. So let's go off and explore a little. We've got some horses over here. Still haven't found any goody huts at all yet. So we're not going to attack again on this turn. We are going to heal up. And we'll keep moving around. Unfortunately, we've been unlucky and found another barbarian camp. If we hunker down, we should be... It's like I'm playing XCOM. If we fortify, we should be safe from taking any damage from them. Also, we found the top end of the coast. We found some salt over here as well. Also spread to another pasture here, so it'll definitely be worth having animal husbandry. Still no goody huts yet. That's quite disappointing. And let's keep having a look around. Well, lots of barbarians. We've almost healed up. Let's go ahead and just throw ourselves at these guys again. Now, we wouldn't have any fresh water if we settled here, but if we settled on this tile, if we actually settled on this tile here, then 1, 2, 3, both of those resources would be in range. This would be in range. I think instead of this tile, we want to be here. So this is going to be city number 2. I'm almost certain of that. I do want to have another look and see what else is around, but that definitely looks like the best spot we've got going on right now.
It is not wisdom, but authority that makes a law.
So there's Code of Laws done. So what we want to do now is get extra combat strength when fighting barbarians. And I think we'll go for the 1 faith and 1 gold. It would be nice to try and get a decent pantheon or even a religion. So we would get a minor victory here, but I think we are just going to fortify up a little bit more. What did we just find? Oh, was it city-state? We have found Toronto. Keep looking around. I still want to try and find something else. Now then, has anybody else discovered Toronto? We have an envoy, so we're the first to find them. What's their unique thing? Regional effects from your industrial zone and entertainment complex reach 3 tiles further. So that's quite nice. So the area of effect on like zoos and factories and things will be a little bit further. We get to choose a new civic. We've already got the boost on foreign trade, so we might as well go for that. It'll allow us to get traders. Also gold from trade routes and production towards ancient and classical era units. Now, one thing that I really do want to try and do is make sure that we get an encampment built in London, because we are going to want to try and make sure that we get the terracotta army, because being able to send our archaeologists into other civilizations' lands will be really, really good for us.
When you find yourself in a hole, quit digging.
So there we go, we've now got mining. We've also got our slinger as well. With mining done, let's go ahead and get animal husbandry. We need to choose our production. Now, there's quite a few things that we want here. I do definitely want a settler, but we're going to go ahead and get the monument first, I think. It'll give the city a chance to grow. Another 7 turns and the city will grow. Because what you do have to remember is you do lose a population when you create a settler now. So, still looking around here. There is a goody hut somewhere. I just heard the noise. There it is. So, we'll finally be able to get a goody hut. Potential good location for some science up here. I mean, we do have a few mountains around and a river, so that's not a terrible spot. Still haven't found any of the other civilizations yet. There's our goody hut, and we've got a boost for bronze working. Let's keep looking around. We might find another goody hut or 2. But yeah, getting those tech boosts are very nice. Okay, let's start to try and get you killed off if we can. If we make a decent amount of money, we might just go ahead and buy our builder or buy our settler. It's normally the best way of doing it. You can continue looking around over here. We'll just ignore that barbarian camp for the time being. I don't really want to start fighting barbarians with scouts if I can avoid it. So we've now met Brussels. So we get an... oh no, we weren't the first to find them. So there's another civilization around somewhere. Cities get 15% towards building wonders with Brussels as a suzerain, so that's fair enough. We're not going to take that promotion yet. We're going to clear the tile. So there is our tile cleared. And that gives us a boost towards military tradition. We want to try and kill a couple of units off with the slinger if we can, so that we get the boost towards archery. I will heal this guy up, and I'll also take him around. Well, we can just promote him. That'll heal him. I do want to just have a quick look around the bottom of this wonder and see what other tiles are in the area. Because with the city there, we'll also reach the cattle and the horses, and we'll reach the dice. So that really is a good spot for a city. So let's take the promotion here. Combat strength versus melee and ranged units. Make us a little bit stronger. Wonder if we're going to bump into whoever that other civilization was.
I am fond of pigs. Dogs look up to us. Cats look down on us. Pigs treat us as equals.
Now, even though I am going for the cultural victory, don't think that's going to stop me from going to war with somebody if the situation requires it. So we could go for archery, but we don't have the boost on that yet. I guess going for bronze working would be nice. If we can find where the iron is, it might skew our positioning of this city. But so far, that is looking like a really good spot. Contact with other states has boosted our political philosophy, so we found Preslav. We do have an envoy with them now, and they give us light and heavy cavalry units have 5 combat strength when fighting on the hills. That's very specific. It would be nice if we can try and find who that other civilization is. So we do have some city-state quests. I don't normally actively try and do the city-state quests. It's more a case of, well, if I do them by accident, then I do them by accident. Let's continue over this way. We have found a goody hut, which currently has a city-state warrior sat on it. So I'm going to skip the turn there, and hopefully they move out of the way. And they have done. So we'll be able to get that.
Aspect of trade, I suppose. The world gets stirred up together.
So we could change our policies. I don't really think we want the production towards building the wonders, because it's going to be a while before we do any of those. We don't have any trade routes, so it's pointless changing any of these. We definitely need a new Civic. It's going to be a while before we improve 3 tiles. I'm not going to wait for that. Although, can we purchase a builder? I can never remember how much they are at the start. Yeah, they're 200. So it's going to be a few turns before we can get that. So do we want to pick another Civic instead? No, I think we literally just go for craftsmanship. I mean, we could still get that boost anyway while we're still in the middle of researching it, so that is fine. So let's go and grab that. We get ourselves 20 faith. That will be useful. And yeah, I doubt there's going to be any goody huts down here, but it's always worth having a little look. I'm surprised we haven't seen more barbarians over near London at the moment. I've got another border over here. I'm not sure if that's a city-state or another civilization, so we will have to have a look. We've got another pantheon. +1 culture from pastures. Now that could actually be quite useful, because we're going to have 2 pastures here. We are going to have at least 1 more pasture here. Never remember what it is for horses. Sure, it's pastures as well. No, but culture from pastures could be useful. Culture really does get things going. Oral tradition. Well, we don't have most of this stuff, so, but there is cotton, dyes, and spices, and silk. There's silk. We've got dyes here. I did see some cotton, but that was all the way over there, so that's not necessarily the most useful one to take. Faith from mines over luxury and bonus resources. Well, we've only really got 1 thing that we could mine, so that's not all that useful. Initiation rites, 50 faith for every barbarian outpost cleared. Do you know that could be really, really useful given the amount of times you have to clear barbarian outposts? You could really get some great people quickly doing that. Because I'm not necessarily sure that the extra culture is going to be all that useful. I mean, culture is useful, don't get me wrong. We are going to have a few pastures, though. And I'm not playing a religious game. But I can easily get extra culture anyway. So we're going to get the... Oh, the border expansion rate 15% higher. That's also quite nice. So much to choose from. No, I think we're going to go for the pastures. Let's get that extra culture going. So that will be useful. We need to choose a production. Now, normally I would get a granary, but I think we're going to go and get the settler. Get that second city up and running as quickly as we can. Let's go and have a little bit of a look to the north. See what we can find up here. More barbarians. What a surprise. So we have found somebody else. It's Japan. Now, generally he likes people with a lot of culture, so he might actually like us. So we can see Kyoto. He's actually quite close, so now I'm even more tempted to try and get this city settled here before he has a chance to be a problem. There's probably a barbarian camp up here somewhere. You can just fortify. We'll go on to the next turn. We can actually afford now to get that worker out, so let's go ahead and just buy one. And we'll probably guard him with the slinger just to make sure that he doesn't get accidentally captured or anything like that. Let's keep looking down this way anyway. We don't want to stray too far. Looks like Japan already has a trade route going because we can see where the road is. We'll have a look up in this direction with you. In fact, we'll go and attack over here. We won't get the kill, but we will get some experience from it. And I think we've got time for one more turn. He's actually sending me some money. That is fantastic. I will take your free money, sir. Ah, good. We can actually get that scout killed off. So there's another city-state down there. We'll go and pay it a visit. Let's go and kill that barbarian scout off. Should give us a promotion. There we go. So we'll take that on the next turn. And, yeah, I think what I want to do is... I guess, can we get that yet? I think we probably can. So there's a few things that we'd like to get done. I'm not too sure about the farm. Let's just link you guys together. So this is not a hill. Do we want the production or do we want the food? I think we want the production first. So let's move you over here. And we'll go ahead and get a quarry. It's going to take us a few turns to actually get around to... all of the tiles we want to upgrade, but we should be able to do that. But that is the end of the turn, so I'm going to end the video there. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. I hope you are still enjoying Civilization 6. I will see you on the next video, and until then, goodbye for now.